This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We start with a live look at St. Louis. In a matter of hours, the bitter cold returns along with a chance for snow. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. While we won't see a lot of snow, we are expecting more wind chills below zero. Let's check in with our weather first meteorologist, Jim Castillo. It's coming back, Jim.
It is. This time not as long, but still, I mean, several days of below zero wind chills. And that cold air is going to move in here as we get into this evening. But right now it's 39 degrees and a northeast wind at 7. So that front is yet to get through here. It's just to the north of us. And you see these temperatures in the teens up around Omaha and Des Moines, Iowa. That's what we get for Friday and Saturday. And then the snow, there's not a lot of it, but there's just a little bit. Watching maybe some development around Columbia, but more back toward Kansas City and Omaha. We'll zoom in a little bit here. This arrives late this evening and into the overnight hours. So here's what it looks like over the next 12 hours here, dropping down to 22 by 2 a.m. The wind picks up also, but that chance of snow is really good from 10 to about 2 a.m. And again, light accumulations. We're talking a dusting up to about a half an inch around St. Louis, maybe up to an inch a little further north. Windy, much colder overnight. And then Friday and Saturday, we're talking wind chills below zero, -5 to -25. Much more on our forecast and the timing of that snow coming up in just a bit.
Weather with fangs. Get the weather first forecast on your phone. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355.
In the last 30 minutes, fire crews found the body of a man who died in a fire. It happened Monday on Athlone Avenue in North St. Louis. 18-year-old Chandler Hill was at home with his grandmother when the fire started. Crews were able to pull her out, but they couldn't get to Chandler. They have not been able to search for him until now because of the cold. The cause of the fire is still being investigated.
Right now, police are surrounding a home in North St. Louis County. Police got a call for a shooting just before 2 this afternoon on Chambers Road. A man was shot and taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police believe the suspect is now holed up inside a vacant home. This is still a developing story, and as soon as we learn more information, we will pass it along. There's a new campaign to lift Missouri's abortion ban. Several abortion rights groups have joined together to create Missourians for Constitutional Freedom.
And as 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer explains, they are hoping to get an amendment on the ballot this year, Diamond?
Well, Kelly and Mike, Missourians for Constitutional Freedom has started to collect signatures across the state. They'll need 172,000 valid signatures by May 5th. Then, if successful, Governor Mark Parson will have the final say on if the amendment will be placed on the August primary ballot or the November general election ballot. Now, Missouri lawmakers passed a near total ban on abortions after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. Right now, the only exceptions are to protect the life of a woman and for medical emergencies. This amendment would restore legal access to some abortion procedures. However, it would also allow lawmakers to restrict abortion after, quote, fetal viability. I spoke today with the ACLU of Missouri, which supports the amendment, and Coalition Life, which is against it.
We're confident that we'll be able to collect the signatures to qualify for the ballot and then win once we're on the ballot. We have seen states across the country move forward measures like this.
Whether it's the politicians or the people, the good people on the ground who serve clients, we know that we're a pro-life state. We've been winning for 50 years as a pro-life state.
Abortion advocates in 8 other states are seeking ballot measures in 2024, including Nevada, Arizona, Maryland, New York, Colorado, Florida, Nebraska, and South Dakota.
Well, today marks 1 month since a St. Louis police car crashed into a South City bar. The bar's owner was arrested soon after the crash and is now facing misdemeanor charges. Today, the attorney representing him released cell phone video showing the moments after the crash. The video shows the owner yelling and cursing at police, asking why they crashed into the building. The attorney is asking for charges to be dropped. There is a court hearing in the case next Friday, January 26th.
Students walked out of all 3 Francis Howell high schools today, and a big crowd stood outside of Francis Howell North, chanting and holding up signs.
Yeah, the students said they were protesting what they call an ongoing pattern of discrimination and racism by the school board. Our Justina Coronel was in St. Charles today and joins us now with details. Justina.
Mike and Kelly, the student walkouts were in response to multiple concerns, especially a move that happened almost a month ago. In a 5-2 vote, the board voted to remove Black history and Black literature courses in December. That's because the curriculum was tied to the social justice standards, the Teaching Tolerance Anti-Bias Framework by the Southern Poverty Law Center. A week later, the school announced it would reinstate those classes, but with updated curriculum that is, quote, rigorous and largely politically neutral. Today, 4 students tell me that they don't understand what was wrong with the original courses, and they say they believe some board members are trying to whitewash history. Now, we also spoke to Political Action Committee Francis Howe Families, which works to get school board candidates elected. They say they support Black history courses, but don't want the social activism part of it. Here is reaction from both sides.
The only way they're going to put these courses back is if they water down and whitewash Black history, because they don't want people to know the real disparities that Black people have gone through.
But we don't want to have that social activism part of our curriculum. If you want to do that when you're in college, fine. But in our high schools, we want to focus in on science, technology, engineering, math, reading, and writing. Can you keep it at education and not indoctrination?
Tonight, there will be a school board meeting at 6:30. On the agenda, it says they will provide an update on the timeline and process for these revised courses.
Police are investigating after a man was found dead in Franklin County. Stephen Everhart's body was found yesterday morning behind the Country Mart in St. Clair. Employees at a nearby business say he was homeless and struggling in the cold. There will be an autopsy to determine how he died, but police say there is nothing suspicious about it.
Nonprofits are banding together to gather donations for displaced residents of Heritage House. They were forced to leave the St. Louis building after water pipes broke earlier this week.
5 News 5's Tracy Henson spoke with 2 organizations about what comes next for those residents.
Mike and Kelly, so 3 groups have stepped forward to help these residents. The Vivian Whitley Foundation and Universal African Peoples Organization are gathering donations and working on a long-term solution. In the short term, the team at Hilton Ballpark Village have opened up space for donations and are hosting a fundraiser there next week. 3 days ago, broken pipes sent water cascading through the Heritage House apartments. Now nearly 200 residents are out of their homes, living with relatives or at Hilton Ballpark Village. 2 organizations are asking donations of food, water, warm clothes, and gift cards be brought to the Manchester room inside the hotel. I spoke with a resident today who says she's grateful for the temporary roof over her head, but is worried about the future.
The tragic part is we don't know what tomorrow holds. So we don't know how long we're going to be here. We have residents that still are not able to get their mail, their packages, their medicines, things that you usually have day by day, to survive.
Vivian Whitley Foundation is asking for any senior living place with vacancies to reach out and share their application so displaced residents from Heritage House can apply.
Conflict in the Middle